All right, we are actually. Let's mute mute it. Well, do what it does every time. So, you may be wondering where I am. Where I am is honestly just quite disappointed that I'm doing this video, because this means that I've all the time spent setting myself up into this place to prank people by spawning bone daddies underneath them. It's all gone to, or just there. That's all gone to waste. Right. Anyway, today. Oh wait, I can't even get out. Might take a little while to get started. Today there is something big to discuss, and by discuss, I mean, I guess, hey, whatever. Spider Queen battle. Spider Queen battle. Returning to fight it again. That is finally been implemented. Sorry, that sounds like I'm saying. Why haven't you done it yet? No, not quite right. But yes, so this was one of the things I've been like kind of waiting for it to be added, because it was something like, out of the features that I could predict they might add, it was one of the ones which I figured might have been simpler. Well, I mean, this got me close. It's got me closer to an escape. Oh, there we are. Okay, good. I'm free, and we know what this means. But yes, I should also just go through the changelog, because I really haven't been kind of very clear on what has and hasn't been added, and there's stuff that, for instance, I don't comment about on videos like this. Why do I still have these? let's just get rid of those now. Literally zero need for them. Yeah. No longer rank 2. How did I not sell all of these at the time? Rank 1 hat stays, because the rank 1 hat is just... Okay, that's good with me. Yeah, okay, so yeah. It's time to hop on over and test that out. One of the things I'm interested to see is, apparently the Spider Queen is meant to scale with the level of it. Might be fun. It might be certainly quite interesting to see how that works, see if that's been implemented. There are other things, as I was beginning to say, there are other things which have been implemented until you, and I'm quite, I feel at some point, maybe I'll do that now. I was recording a video with this for main channel, literally just with me going through everything that's going through the changelog since the start of the year. The changelog since the start of the year has been pretty impressive. And it really, really shows that right now, what is holding things back is the legal side. Okay, do I have... We might also be getting close to full completion of missions as well. Which ones am I... If I'm not... Okay, can't do that. What's this one? I don't know what that one is. Let's also do this legitimately. So for those who don't know, there may be a time where I do this in about 8 seconds. That is, as you may not be surprised to hear, not entirely legitimate. Specifically, no hacks or anything used, but did exploit a bug I found. Or I didn't even intend to, but anyway. There was a bug, and that is how I got lower the time, and hopefully that will... yeah, there we are. There is like a proposed... Very simple. Which is just teleporting the player to the line. Because basically what was happening with the bug, I was managing to be close. As in, already being on the ridge. That kind of... let's just check. I wonder what that one mission is. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments, Dad. So for now, let's just... How did I gain 8 seconds? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was a bug. I mean, so to my knowledge, the bug would have been live accurate. I don't know whether or not the route I took would have been possible in live. But the bug itself, live accurate. To my knowledge, anyway. Because apparently it did not teleport you anywhere in live for the start of a race, and there are related bugs that I know were in existence in live. I realise I don't need to be scared of you guys anymore. Look at the amount of damage I deal. Go away. There we are. Yeah, also, how much damage do I deal? Yes. Here we are. Do I actually have any green magic? Really hope I... I might pop in and ask... Oh! That's nice. Note that the timer when everybody who was there had hit play, note that the timer went down to 3 seconds. That was not previously working at the start. So yeah, I'm fairly certain I took damage there. I should have been on full. Oh no, that might have been damage from the spiderling. But okay, I'm still being attacked out of range. Are there any invisible projectiles? Because on the normal Spider Queen fight, on the normal Spider Queen fight, I would be shot as I jumped off of my aeroplane. Okay, there was an invisible projectile, just didn't deal any damage to me. You might have noticed I got knocked. That was due to the invisible. Yeah. But Warstone. I have the stuff. Honestly, I think the DPS with Scratch is probably worse than my base DPS. Mostly just gives me invincibility. Oh, hello. Let's move. I didn't move in time. What I put down is this. Because the Bulpa does... It doesn't do damage fast, but I don't think the damage it does is low. I think it does a reasonable amount. Now this is where the... Okay, so this is something to check because all of my characters have been past Vanguard and Survival for quite a while. So let's just see. Yep, the spiderlings are still weird as heck. Okay. Let's stand here. Utterly unnecessary. Oh, and I'm now trapped inside, aren't I? Okay. I mean, this doesn't really change much. All it means is the knockback won't actually knock me back. Am I actually hitting? No, I don't think I am. Yeah, like none of those are connecting. So I think I have to actually be on the edge in order to deal damage to it or something like that. I think I try to move towards the center a bit, but my attacks have to connect with the hitbox or something, maybe? And the hitbox might be the same as the collision, so it doesn't extend to the center, I have to guess. I should take this opportunity whilst I'm safe to... Really? You had to go and prove me wrong like that. Let's do this then. Actually, I'm... Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to use my scratch. Just on the hope, with the hope that maybe... Yeah, maybe the Spider Queen would leave whilst I was doing that. Which happened, which is good. Need more imagination. But armor, etc. is looking good. These guys I can take down. I'm going to make certain I stand a little ways away this time. Not falling for the same trick twice. Sorry, I haven't really been paying attention to chats, but L.U. Baker, collecting loot drops in this game is satisfying. You're not wrong. Especially with like the noise, the sound effects that made us, it all just get sucked into inventory. So yeah, apparently this fight is meant to get harder with level. I don't know if it is. That didn't feel insanely challenging. Just saying, one faction token for the Spider Queen, really? I'm assuming those are live accurate, and that's just... I don't know. Okay, so lore-wise, are we on another instance of Block Yard? Is this someone else's Block Yard that we're clearing? Don't know, but anyway. So that has been tested out. I might see if I can get anyone else to hop on and join me. See if anyone else is online. But yeah, so this is now implemented. New feature. So there is one other thing I want to test out. Maybe two. I think, yeah, I don't know. Which specifically is the mission about rescuing Ninja. And I want to give that a go because, well, in and of itself, that mission wouldn't be hugely interesting, and I probably wouldn't cover it in the video. However, I currently have at least one mission that is in at least in part locked by that. And I'd quite like it if I didn't have something. Hello, Raymond. Possibly the hey chat is a little optimistic. There are about 3 people online, but I appreciate you being here at all. Given that I'm well aware, like me doing stuff during the day, nobody. You're a bit late. What are the updates? The update was the Spider Queen, but not playing the Spider Queen, being able to redo the Spider Queen. That's the one update I've shown so far. There is another update which is rescuing some ninja in the forest. But that's not all, because there are missions that I currently have locked behind that. which, well, doing it. What a better word. My issue is I currently don't know which pet it is I seem to be missing. So I've got rather a lot of pets. And surely I feel like I have enough pets that... So I'm currently trying to tame, I think it's 18 pets from Coalescer for her quest. So that I can tame a lion. And also, so as part of this mission, so yeah, there are a couple of things that are kind of hanging on this mission at the moment. One of them is that there's a pet which you need to do this mission to complete. There's also a foot race you need to do this mission to get. There also might be other stuff in the quest chain. I don't know. I don't like the quest chain probably continues after that point. I'm not entirely certain. Maybe it doesn't actually. I don't know if the precise quest chain, because normally the quest chains in Gnarled Forest and Forbidden Valley mirror one another. And I've completed all the ones in Gnarled Forest, and I don't remember there being any like Pirates v Ninja thing post the. Okay, so I need to go to the mission I need to do is in Gnarled Forest. I need to re-accept it because there have been bugs. With that, so go pick it up. Yeah, because of course this wasn't something the live game was exactly designed to handle. Quests being broken the first time around, and then you needing to, and then stuff with them being updated. Like okay, stuff with them being updated, they probably did have to handle, but like parts of the quest chain not being ready. Basically, it didn't. Live was a lot more stable, and so didn't actually. And so, like, there are a lot of edge cases you see because you're on an in-development server that wouldn't have to be caught in a loop. I need to go up here. No, okay, really. And yeah, so other things that have happened. People who see this regularly, seen me stream regularly, may be aware of this, but foot races have now been implemented. Or people who check this channel regularly, I've seen this, but yeah, foot races are now in. Which is Aurora. Man, I cannot wait for this game to finally be fully remade by your team. Super excited to be able to it. They were my team, but by the deal you took, I would say, yeah, okay. Does the possessive work for it being the team I am on? I guess it does. Maybe. Anyway, yes. I mean, regardless, I'm still a developer, but I take your point, and yeah, DLU, amazing, and yeah. So, I have an interesting relationship when I do these videos with DLU, because I'm a member of the DLU team, right? But because it, like, with something like LCDRU, I would know in advance. Basically, LCDR would discuss stuff with me. We'd know in advance as moderators. Honestly, with DLU, it's run completely differently, and the mods basically don't know any of what's going on. So yeah. Most of what I say here, I still feel and act as though, despite the fact I am on a DLU team and there are certain things that helps me answer, most of what I say is still said as rather than DLU team, because honestly, that's just how I'm used to interacting with people. I'm not someone who has like always been a representative. I know and have mucked around with this community for me to just be able to turn off. So yeah, that's a little bit of rambling, but yeah, you're all used to rambling by now. If you're not rambling by now and you're new to the channel, hello. If you're not new to the channel and you're not used to me rambling, I'm confused. But yeah, no. So when I compliment Deal, you know that that is coming from like my personal perspective as a player, because honestly, I don't feel to a huge extent like I am specifically part of the team. I'm not involved in the development side, and I don't hear about stuff or anything when I tend to. And also, like, I spent most of my time in the community was like moderating multiple different projects. So even when I was on a particular development team, I'd still be comparing fairly based on my opinions, because I was equally biased towards all teams. Now I'm still on moderation teams for. I'm on moderator for Opcrux, Uchu, and DOU. So all of the active projects. Sorry to Project Garmadon for implying it wasn't active. But yeah, so I felt I should discuss, at least at one point. Yeah, so somewhere there is something I haven't tamed. Don't know what it is. Why am I going there? I'm not really paying attention. But yeah, but the reason I said all that was because, yeah, was to say that I am being like, when I say that DLU really feels the game, I'm saying all this so you know that is not coming from me feeling the need to interpret the line because I'm part of the project. It's coming from me being like, wow, this actually is really good. And like, honestly, I suspect that if DLU were to try and get me to a particular line, that wouldn't necessarily be the. Well, okay, I didn't mean to attack that, but that was the wrong thing. I wasn't paying attention. You can all go away because you basically. But yeah, so this is. Yeah, it's a. Wait a second. Okay, so this is going to be very much like a fetch quest, because that is in Nimbus Station, not Nimbus Station, Nexus Tower, because it wasn't working and I didn't want to take up all my inventory space, so it's now there. So I shall. Wasn't even aiming for that guy. Spin. Okay. I need 4 heads on the headless dummies, and the headless dummy should be in my vault in Nexus Tower. So we'll run over there quickly. But yeah, so like I would say, at the moment, in terms of content, I'm just thinking. So the statement I'm considering saying is that in terms of content, this could currently DLU could support a large community. I'm wondering to what extent that's true, but I'm also wondering if I say that's not true, I'm wondering to what extent I would say that the original. There was a finite, like, the problem with this is, well, there's only a finite amount of content, but there was only a finite amount of content in the original LU, so, like, people would still get through it. It would be things like racing, property building, stuff like that, which would keep people together, keep the community going, and grinding. I mean, one of the huge things is rares currently. In terms of getting rares, there are no crux prime. And things like, I feel it depends on your definition of what it means to complete the game. So I would say, more or less, at the moment, this character I'm playing on now, for what DLU has to offer, it feels more or less completed. It isn't 100% completed, but it feels like the vast majority of things to do, kind of. I can still do more stuff. I can still do I can still do racing, as in car racing, and I can still do foot races, but the majority of character progression has been completed. And so the question for supporting a community is, I guess, yeah, what does it require support? Basically, what I'm trying to say is this: the game doesn't. The areas of the game which are available do not feel unfinished. Yes, as Aurora mentioning in chat, spending hours on the property building and grinding. Yeah, but the question is, to a huge extent, what are you building and grinding? So building, would you be as happy to build with no models, with no brick building? Brick building is an implement. I mean, this is really the wrong way to get to the form. Yeah, brick building not implemented, or at least brick building itself is implemented, but brick builds aren't stored on the server. So brick build not. And yeah, then what do you grind for? Because you don't have things like the Batlord suit. I'm really not paying attention on it. You don't have things like the Batlord suit because they're locked in Crux Prime, and quite a few things are. I'm really glad I did save these rather than throw them out. They are a trashable item, so there must be somewhere to buy them, but I don't know where. Okay. So now, yet again, we go to Forbidden Valley. Okay, one thing I low-key wish were open right now would be the Lego Club. Just because they have launches to every world, so they'd be faster than going to Nimbus Station and back. But yeah, I don't. When I say it feels like it could support the community, lots and lots of people joining server would probably have a bit of difficulty. Oh, yeah, the server would probably have problems. I think that's fair to say. But I wonder how much of the community would remain, because at the moment, without a pretty long grind, it's not reasonably possible to get. It's not, yeah, without a long grind, it's not really possible to level 30, which means it's not possible to get your rank 3. And so you're limited in terms of what you're grinding for to stuff that's less than rank 3 kit. The one thing I would say it has going for it is what LU had going for it in live, which would be community. It has that, and the one thing that would change with a significantly larger player base is getting lots and lots more people going. Because the one thing I'm thinking is grinding in and of itself. People spend a lot of time grinding, but grinding if there aren't any other people, it's of limited enjoyment. So I, for instance, would not have done this grind to get to level 30 on this character had it been just me on my own on the server. Would never have bothered doing it. Wouldn't have been worth it. So there's a question of, does the grind become more worth it the more people there are? But it becomes a question of late game. Actually, and I'm interested for people in chat, let me know, what did you do in late game? What was the point of late game LU for you? Because let's say, was it grinding for the Batlord kit, for instance? Was it doing that and trading? But past a certain point, you've gotten that kit. You've completed a reasonable number of missions. Was it the fact that you had to just spend a lot of time in Crux Prime to get all of the named enemies, and that kind of kept you going, and you kind of combine that with teams, making friends and community, etc. It feels like a lot of the problems I could say DLU has now, i.e. with limited content, would be the same at the end of the game in LU. I guess the question is just how much people get into it before reaching the game. I guess the argument is that if DLU just released now, how many people would actually bother, like, going for that level 30 grind, for instance? Would think it was worth it. And don't. Oh, please tell me I've got that. I don't want to come back to the hammer. So glad. That never happened. Oh no. You won't let me complete this now. This is problematic. These are... Who's building something? Someone grinding? Where are those building noises coming from? I don't see anyone. The jailer. Yeah, so socializing. Oh, so my thoughts with DLU. I'm wondering how much just adding more people would improve things. I accept the mission again. I haven't accepted this one again. So I'm going to go and do that one, and hopefully when I do this one, I'm assuming the other one is locked behind this one to feed. Which I thought I completed on this character, but it seems not. So I'm just going to pick up some bananas, do that, and good to see you in chat, Winston. Yeah, so lots of people saying socializing. I mean, late game wise, I used to just stick around and chat with people around the same position I was, and just went around making up our own missions and trading, grinding with each other. Yeah, that's more or less what I expected would have been the experience for lots of people, and I think honestly at the moment that's doable on DLU. I feel like that is perfectly valid, and so in that sense, yeah, I would say DLU feels like a complete enough game to properly support a community. Here we are, yes. Hype. Oh! The building noises were coming from presumably the ninja building the dummy left behind. That explains. Okay, there's a little bit of a bug with missionary acceptance there. Hello, Mystic. Good to have you. I'm okay. Enjoy the fact that I can go up to this guy and what behind? There are two statues like spawned on top of one another. Oh, that's the rebuilding noise. Okay, I just didn't know what the rebuilding noise was. Nice. Here we are. So, okay, so this is cool. We can now complete both of those missions, which I really should have done whilst I was grinding for rank 30. I don't know why I didn't, or maybe they were glitched on this character for some reason. It might have been that, and it was just anyway. Maybe I was just an idiot who tested. We all know that is actually very, very plausible. Okay, so something else that's happened recently. I think this probably had happened the last time I was on the server, but the Stromling apes, like full attacks. Okay, I mean there's already an anchor here. I'm guessing this is just left over from someone previously. He knocked me out of the way. Okay. Didn't work, which is possibly a good thing given I don't think it should have been there in the first place. When he begins to look like he's picking something up, I'm there. Scratch. I like the regeneration of armor. Actually, do I like that? I wonder. I feel it makes it. It means that there's beneath a certain DPS, it would actually be potentially impossible to smash the 8, which could be an issue for hardcore LU if it's regenning armor. On the other hand, it does make it a little bit. Like, just what are you asking? Okay, so completed that mission. I wasn't paying attention to what the mission I just completed was. Did I even complete one? Anyway, we are returning to Forbidden Valley. Yeah, returning to Forbidden Valley, going to tame a panda there. The next stop, because well, I think that's directly the next stop, but there might be something we have to do in between. I don't actually know. I know so the person we completed that mission for to rescue the ninja was Gathermar X. And nearby there is a foot race that is locked at the moment. It has a message saying complete all the mission, have the master collect first. And I mean, we now saved the ninja. I'm not 100% certain how much else there is that we could end up doing for him, unless he stepped started entirely new quest chain. But I think it might just be after that he'll start offering you foot races, and there'll be the panda. Yeah. So the question, I think, from DOU's perspective, is more along the lines of how large they want to maximize the size of their community. At the moment, there is enough late game content that if you were into the game, you would see a lot of the same people around grinding for stuff, etc., and all of that, and you'd do that content, you'd really enjoy it. The question is how many people would be engrossed enough in the game that they would get to the community. Technically, community and like enjoying the game as a community has been possible ever since multiplayer has been available, but it hasn't really been a thing. Like, aside from the speedrunning server, there was a limited amount that actually spent replayability. Hey, just call me Cozy. What homework is it? Did I just really, really not pay attention to what I was doing? No. Okay. I'm discussing this. I'm discussing this discussing things at the same time as doing this. And this leads to a very, very confusing. Okay, well, I'm gonna disagree with that. I have not completed that mission yet. I'm assuming I need to. I'm assuming the footwork. Okay. Oh, okay, you want to go there. Yeah. Well, rip me. Rip me. You try your best, but you won't succeed. Yeah, so I think from the DOU's perspective, the question is how many people do they get? They want to have as large an active community as possible during live, and if they release now, they won't have as large an active community as it will be. Ideally, large one. So I guess it makes. Hello. So I guess it makes sense from that perspective for them not to open up the community. Did I not jump through that sufficiently well? Hello, no name. Great to have you. Great to have you interacting in the stream. Brilliant. Brilliant up until the point where you said Paradox faction. But okay. That time. Don't know why I didn't before, but here we are. The hitboxes on those can be a little. Speaking of, hitboxes on those can be a little weird. I don't think it likes me going through them in quicksicles because the hitboxes only extend so far upwards. Okay, hello, we're going down here. Really? I could still be able to do this in the time limit. I don't know how far it's going to ask me back up. Certainly isn't going to be a good time. Okay, now I cannot do it in the time limit. Yeah, basically the aim for DLU is to... they don't really want to release fully until the game is complete. And, like, I figure the main reason... I don't know whether or not they would officially say this, but the main reason for it is because you want to have an engrossed community. Okay, I'm going to do this without any quicksicles, because that seems to be a large part of the problem. Really? You're going to spawn in my way? Really not doing well at this. I mean, on the upside, at least there's a... I know it's bugged and it's letting me complete the mission, but at least it's a reasonably difficult foot race that's actually required. Even if it does make me start it twice in a row. Like, the foot races... Like, we've been enjoying them since they added the leaderboards. We've been enjoying foot races quite a bit, but like in live, foot races were. Well, no, not in live. Sorry. Well, yeah, I guess in live they were kind of less of a huge enjoyable thing for me. At the very least, like I don't know if I ever did any or found them really memorable. Yes, you are watching me repeating out the same jump over again. Okay, so I think I'll walk there. Okay, so for that one you want to jump a little bit early. Really? Okay, the hitboxes on these are weird. Hitboxes on these are officially jank. I'm recalling jank there when that happened as well. I'm impressed. Okay, I'm gonna... So that's one thing that's been fun to do recently, is just been to kind of spend a little time grinding out various activities. You remember when you... you remember when you checked on DLU for the first time, you thought it had been abandoned? Well, fortunately it hasn't. Okay, so I want to check the number of pets. So I have got Darkflame Universe is not currently open to the public. There will be a closed beta testing phase coming at some point. Okay. What is my most disliked faction? Very much depends what you mean by disliked. Do you mean in terms I dislike playing it, or I dislike it for some other reason? If it's for some other reason, then it's Paradox. Just because Paradox always feels like, it's kind of... It's good because people like Space Marauder, and, well, actually, I say Space Marauder, Sorcerer, but like they've got a lot of obviously quite. There will be an open beta at some point. An open beta will be occurring, but that's going to be quite a while from now. Initially, I don't know if this is still their stance, but initially the aim was that closed beta would be coming out once everything else in the game was ready, which it very much isn't yet. Okay, you've got one pet left. I swear I've already tamed enough pets. In fact, I swear I've already tamed enough pets several times over, but let's go through it. Let's count them up. Okay, got the Triceratops. That's one. Wait a second. Do. I didn't mean to do that. What I should do is this. Oh. Okay, I didn't know this was happening, but Introduction to Electrodynamics. Classical electrodynamic is a branch of physics that studies the interactions between electric charges and currents using the extension of the classical Newtonian model. The theory, Newtonian model, theory provides a description of electromagnetic events where, whenever the relevant length scales and field strengths are large enough, the quantum mechanical effects are not relevant. Otherwise, you need quantum electrodynamics. That was. Thank you very much, Dale. I approve of that. Okay. What do I... Okay, so for those who don't know, this is a kind of long-running challenge between myself and Zayot, which is to describe as complicated topics as we possibly can within the mail system. So what I'm thinking is go for quantum dynamic. No, I enjoy that pluralization. I did not know that pluralization existed. True. No, I can't do dynamics. Extended, I guess. Theory. From classic. From I do counterparts. Counterparts seem. Which I am not the developer of this game. I am on the DLU team, but that is as a moderator. On the okay, it's Dennis from his classic brother, which aims to describe the universe. I guess, yeah, particularly small. Like, it is. Okay, everything's going well so far. No, I haven't made important. It is. Most ease. It is often written in the kind of path integrals. I feel this is going to be hard. Okay, infinite sums paths with the most significant important contributions to which are summarized are described quantitatively are described by and this is the main reason I want to do this, Feynman diagrams. Diagrams, really? How can I do that? Described by Feynman pictures. It's the best I can do. A particularly important theory when it comes to describing and that's I'm just saying what he's already said, describing classical physics. The thing is, I really know very little. Is this the most basic example of a quantum field theory? To considering creation and destruction of particle something. Okay. Thank you everyone for bearing with this meme. I don't have anything to send him back. Okay, you can have this green gem. Here we are. This all came about where he sent me a spike hammer and a I don't remember what the original message was. I think it was a discussion of particle physics, maybe. Yeah, particle physics. Yeah, and so this is coming back and forth. Anyway, so what I was actually coming over here for was I just wanted this so I could write a note that you guys would be able to see as well, because I'm currently missing a model. Missing a pet. Okay, so I've got the Triceratop. I'm literally just gonna list all the pets out, and count them up, and hopefully find out which one I'm missing, because I'm missing one. Okay, so this is buffalo, mantis, red dragon, another buffalo, Doberman, tortoise, crab, elephant, warthog. For anyone wondering why I'm typing all of these out, it's so I don't count the same one twice, because I've got a lot of... Well, I mean, you can see here I've got 3 bunnies. Bunny, dog, cat, robot, dog, crocodile, crocodile, elephant we've had, warthog we've had, dog we've had, crab, panda. Okay. Skunk. And then hopefully once I've done these we can find out which one it is I'm missing and actually track it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Dang, I could have sworn... Okay, so I'm missing one. Could have sworn I'd gotten enough, but okay, apparently I'm missing... Oh no, goats. Okay, so one of those hasn't counted for some reason. Maybe I need to bring it out. That's less. One of those hasn't counted. I don't know which one that is. No idea which one it might be. But let's first off see if there's anything else I should show off in Forbidden Valley. I mean, stuff in Forbidden Valley that's been updated recently. It depends how recently you've seen. Let's do a dragon battle. You always, when in Forbidden Valley, do a dragon battle. It is the canonical thing to do in Forbidden Valley. Something about quantum electrodynamics in a video YouTube can ask for anything more. I'm glad. I know very little about quantum electrodynamics, other than the fact that it's basically like your first quantum theory. You would really look at, and oh, well, you switched codes with some pets like we were attempting. Oh, interesting. And good to see you on stream, Nick. Good to see you. Okay, that's cool. I did not know about that at all. Okay, so for those who haven't seen a dragon battle, we're going to be doing one because come on. For those who have, I apologise. I utterly forgot this. I used to believe it was a plan for me to fix by taming the Forbidden Valley. Okay, I'm just gonna... Do I tame all of the pets? Stream and have you guys... How bad I am at doing the pet taming things. It's just taming all the pets again I can do. But that might be a thing to do on stream, because I do it on my own. I want you guys to... if I'm honest. Oh, I didn't see I'd gone that yellow gem. I should have given Tails that. Yeah, no. So, okay, so someone mentioned, I'm sure jokingly, enjoying QED on a DOU stream, but you said it, so now I'm going to say a little bit. I do find QED quite cool. Just from the fact that it is like, I know very little about it, but it's one of the things I'm really excited to learn quantum field theory, and I strongly suspect that QED is going to be like the nicest part of quantum field theory, just because unlike the strong and weak nuclear forces, I actually have some intuition for it. Not much, but some. Oh, we got the music. The music has begun. It's already serious. Hopefully this will attract attacks from that guy. Or it'll just attack me. That's also fine. That is a valid choice. Paying literally zero attention to me. To the thing. Oh, but it did save. That's actually kind of helping the Bulper be able to attack those. Is the Bulper doing 1 damage? I don't know how much damage the Bulper is doing. But what I should go into for this, use Inventor's shoulder pads, because I believe this does more damage. If I'm going Inventor's shoulder pads, I might as well just go for an Inventor gear. Because in something like this where I'm accepting that I'm going to be hit quite a few times, Inventor's probably better. So the fun thing about quantum field theories is they actually give a bit of a description as to. So, like in secondary school, we spent time talking about. Really, not going to knock me back. We spent some time talking about stuff like, hey, I'm not paying attention to my health. Come on, please. I was so lucky. In school we spent time like discussing, hey, particles are created and destroyed, and it's brilliant, but how? And quantum field theory kind of gives an answer to that. It also gives an answer to, like, the way in which particles are said to be points. It gives kind of a bit of a description of what that is. I know very little about it, but that's one of the things I'm really excited to learn. Bonk. Come on, did that really miss all of them? No, it didn't. Brilliant. Yeah, that is something I will hopefully be covering next year or so, and that is, I think, yeah, I'm all about that 1 HP life. As in, I'm bad. So I think the correct translation to that. I'm not sufficiently big-brained to keep myself above 1 HP for any extended period of time. Okay, now after being taught about this last time on stream by Vincent, I know that I actually do need to attack that guy. Yeah. But yeah, QFT is cool, and I'm very excited to learn about it. And I'm sure once I do learn about it, you guys will be hearing far more excited ninja physics noises. Just me ranting about QFT, because you don't get enough of me ranting about physics as it is. Okay, that wasn't what I intended to do, but that was actually better than what I intended to do, so I'll take it. Okay, so I don't want to drop below 20 imagination at any point, really, during this fight. Because when I drop below 20 imagination, then I can build that final quick build. Sources of imagination are basically just the Ronin there. They are my main source of imagination, but fortunately more Ronin will be spawned in by the time... Wait a second, why did I not get knocked back? That's interesting. Yeah, more Ronin will be spawned in. Oh, it's just very delayed knockback, okay. Yeah, I won't get this guy down to enough health I need to worry about finishing him off until more Ronin comes, so this is fine. And yeah, okay, so once we do this, I'll be following through Mix Advice, going through all of the animals, taming, counting, waiting for me to be knocked back. Any second now, there we are. Yes, the simplest answer is DLU will still be checking properties, they will not be, but behaviours will not be implemented. And this is more or less just something LEGO have said you can't implement behaviours. The reason why this makes such a large difference is because you could hide, in theory, you could hide basically anything in behaviours on a property in live. And it's really hard to moderate because, like, for every behaviour a player is allowed to have, for every behaviour a player has, that's like a list of... That's an entirely new property, effectively, you have to moderate. One behaviour could do a huge amount to change the way the property looks, and the moderators, if you did it optimally, the moderators would still have to look through all of those properties, which is obviously impractical. So the way this is being handled on DLU is they are simply not having behaviours, which is basically how that's going to work. Yes, that was... People have argued back and forth, oh, this was the reason LU shut down, this wasn't the reason LU shut down. And, like, I remember people used to be very proud to cite an interview with Megan Fox, where she said that it was in large part of politics, which is the reason LU shut down. And the fact that a new team... A new, like, board was chosen or something, and it was cheaper for them to... and they were just like, well, it wasn't cheaper, but they were kind of like seeing something that made a loss, and that was the reason it got shut down. And people are like, oh, it wasn't moderation, that was just this one thing that was written in this one post. And it's kind of like, moderation cost a lot of money, and one of the reasons LU got shut down was because it wasn't making enough money. Or not because it wasn't making currently enough money, but because it was seen as a loss. Like, it being seen as a loss was definitely related to the amount of money, that was being spent on it, and hence moderation was almost certainly a factor. Yeah. But that's just something. So yeah, that's how DLU plans to do it differently. And also, they're not paying people like myself. So. Or at least, you guys had better not be paying. The other mods aren't getting paid, right? I'm memeing. I hope. Before those guys hit me. Ow. I said before they hit me, but, you know, as they hit me as well, that also works. Utterly useless charge up there, but anyway, given that I had more than enough stuff. Anyway, that is brilliant news from Mick, because that means I can finally complete the Kalesa quest chain. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. DLU is becoming more and more stable and having more and more features implemented. And yeah, what I was saying earlier, I feel in the past you had to really, really put in a good amount of effort for things to be like really good fun in LU. Because just stuff wasn't implemented. It's not an insult to the devs, but it takes time to implement things. And like previous servers were very, very incomplete. And so it makes a huge difference community-wise to have more stuff implemented, and just like now it feels like a big game. And the thing is, this may sound like I'm just saying, oh, this is amazing, and kind of rubbing it in that I have access to it. But on the other hand, the more this feels like a complete game... Oh no, that's not good. Oh no. I was going to say, the more it feels like a complete game, the closer you will come to releasing it. So, it's in everybody's best interest for it to be as complete as possible. So the downside with that, what I should have done is spawned in the... Oh no, I should have spawned in the makeshift buddy. On the upside, I don't have as much money as I used to. Which is a huge upside, because it means I don't lose as much when I die. Because that was seriously stressful. I'm going to be back in about a second, I assume. Still not? Okay, fair enough. It's a shame most people that everything for free mentality. I don't know what you mean by that, actually, if I'm honest. Because, like, you didn't get everything for free. And, like, it was very much not a complete game you got if you were free to play. Like, there were some people who did some impressive grinds because they were free to play and they just didn't have access to as many missions. Like, I know a couple of people who were, like, who ground out enough daily missions. They were, like, in the 40s or something. Ow. 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 It's a lot of... I used one of those. Probably didn't need to. Actually, I definitely didn't need to, but it didn't hurt that much. Didn't, then it's going to break the tank. And of course, I didn't spawn in because I was attacked whilst. And of course, that deals less damage as well. Yeah, I mean, the thing was, the game had no donation system in live, and like, I don't know LEGO would have wanted to do that, because when you have a big company implementing kind of a donation system, that kind of, I suspect they would have seen that as incompetent, and I don't know, they might have been scared how their shareholders would see that, or whatever. Obviously, I'm no expert, but I can see them having been concerned as to how a donation system might have affected it, in which case all you had was pretty expensive membership fees compared to other things you could get membership for instance. I'm going to do this time, because this is the perfect time to use this attack. Just, hopefully... No, really, it timed out? Yeah, you did have a subscription, but it wasn't only a few bucks. It was comparative. It was compared to a lot of other things, compared to a lot of other games going around near the time. It was quite expensive. Okay, if you compared it to, say, a Penguin, then say it was expensive, which put off a lot of the parent. Kind of understandably. I say I want my kid to be doing his homework, but simultaneously, hey, let's pay a reasonable amount of money to get young Ninja not to do his homework. That seems like a counterintuitive thing. There we are. I can instance completed. So yesterday on the speedrunning server, we had a Vicey has now done 2 group photos. This was they're apparently now becoming an annual thing, and which is cool to see how the numbers grow over time. But yeah, he did the second photo. We were all on an Uchu instance the other day, and all hanging out. And of course, best thing about being on an Uchu instance, everyone was the well, it wasn't being on the Uchu instance, it was being on BC, and being on BC meant we got to have Prevateer playing LU music. Yeah, it wasn't outstanding expensive, but I think it was something like £10 a month, which is more than quite a few other games. I think it was something, yeah, €10. I remember. I obviously don't remember in euros. I had some memory of it being like wrong in a long. One thing I haven't done yet is this race. Where are we going? This way. Speed. Okay, maybe it's not just me. Maybe those are a little bit bugged. Objects, because there was no way I was completing that. Because you can't. Okay, that's not quite true. It is technically possible to affect your motion whilst in a whilst in a bouncer, but nowhere near enough to do that. There are some glitches. Specifically, if you land on a bounce, if you land on certain bounces in certain states of your character, you maintain your downwards velocity. Well, I guess it's probably maintain downwards velocity or maintain your downwards acceleration. I think it might be downwards acceleration. I think all your velocities are reset, but you maintain that, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so I possibly shouldn't have run all this way back because it's time to get a red pet. I think because according to Mick, it will be something here, and red dragons are over here. So let's hop on that. Hopefully, get ourselves a red dragon. Be very fancy and all that. And I Arthur here. Okay, cool. These guys do attack you, yeah. If you don't put them out first. I must admit, I find it a little bit for the kids' game. The message of this particular thing for the kids' game. I know they weren't thinking about it fully, but the kind of takeout you might get from this is what do you need to do in order to get the dragons? You need to build a fire extinguisher for them. In other words, you're kind of saying to the dragon, "Hey, you're not good as you are. You need to, if you want people to like you, you need to change, like a fundamental thing about yourself." Just my hot take. Does DLU have custom content? Yes. DLU has had custom. DLU's already had custom content added in the past and will continue to have it added in the future. If you want some examples of that, I would recommend checking out the Lur99 because his YouTube channel, because that has some videos of winter testing. Winter testing has content that was in the that was not in the original game. No, from Mick, no guarantee that that retaming pets will help, but it might. If not, I mean, I can retame all the pets and have my fingers crossed, I guess. I think I already have, but it won't hurt to do it again. Ow. Ow. Please no. Please don't. I need imagination. I've become a lot more laissez-faire with using consumables, which is good because I used to properly haul. It's interesting to know that the issue was with IDs. Okay. These are all. Okay, I can't click that. Okay, I literally can't click. Okay, so I know you guys also can't see my. You guys see my mouse as being slightly strangely offset. But for what it's worth, I was clicking on a path at it. Hence, it's better to quit than to let the time run out because. Better to quit than let the time run out because quitting doesn't take any money. Won't be an issue for new players. Yeah, I figured it was something due to it being something on my account previously being cursed. That's one of the reasons why DLU isn't open at the moment. And this is one of the things that kind of, when discussing content, etc., and discussing the reason you want content is to create and keep immersion, one thing that really does kind of damage immersion, or can damage immersion, is bugs. And there can be ones which kind of make you redo, or at least part of that. For instance, when pets first came out, it was not possible to tame. It was not possible to tame all of the ones to which we have access. I believe it is. And so basically, there were a lot of people who were a little bit miffed when eventually the pet taming counter did get fixed, and they had to tame a lot of pets again because they'd already tamed all of them for fun once they came out, but they felt like, oh, now we have to do it again. And there were lots of. The only reason I know people were a little bit miffed, it wasn't like they were complaining about it or anything, but it was just when moderating pet names, there were rather a lot that were just complaints. They were just like, oh, it wasn't even I'm having to do this, it was just they were just naming their pets stuff like mission progress. And it's kind of like, at that stage, bugs, whilst the game is still fun to play, bugs do have a tendency to break people's immersion, and if DLU wants to try and maximize community, which is going to be the only way they indefinitely have enough money to keep running. Is there not anything around here? Mountain goats, yes. Yeah, if they want to indefinitely keep community, then what they don't want is to have people join at one point, be disappointed when they join, because then they won't then they won't play when the things get fixed. Whereas, because now, DLU can I actually do this or nothing's on screen? Right now, DLU has a thing that lots of people really want to play. If lots of people if they open it now, lots of people will play, but quite a few of them might also be a little bit disappointed with content and not check back. They kind of get their nostalgia fix from something that isn't quite the game and isn't. That is not to mock progress that's been made already, but that's just a thought on why it would be a bad idea for DLU to go. I've kind of spent a lot of time going back, kind of saying both sides of that topic this stream. But yeah, there are definitely pros and cons. Completely aside from serviceability, there are pros and cons for releasing. If you include serviceability, then no release, because if you release and crash, that'll be sad times. I mean, okay, no. Releasing and crash. Wait, 18 out of 18. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I just assumed it wouldn't work. I swear I've on the goat pack before. No. Okay. is the phrase that I'm not totally certain where the phrase to call someone goated comes from, but if that isn't a phrase that's been appropriated by some group or another, then yeah, you are goated, Mick, if that is. Oh, okay, this is cool. That's very cool. No, that's it. Thank you very much for this, because now we can show off even more of the quest chain. And this is quest chain that I have not played, have not seen, have not done anything like that. New to me. I don't know if I even did this live. There were quite a lot of missions which I can't remember doing in live. Voice go there. Suddenly my throat decided it really wanted to have something stick in it. Ugh. I haven't eaten or drunk anything, but I totally got that. Makes me wonder kind of what I did in life, because I know I got to level 45. I think what happened in live was I only whenever the quest chain branched off, I don't think I understood that it was giving me more to do, or multiple different paths I could take. Wait, so what do I want to do now? Pet Cove. Yeah, I didn't realize it was giving me multiple different paths I could take. I think I just understood it as being there being one quest chain I had to follow through. And I got confused when that quest chain seemed to end. I don't think I'd really clocked that. Hey, I can go up here and remember these old quest chains I had, because I'm trying. Hello, what's the new updates from North? Lots of updates. Well, it depends, especially since the last time I've done this, there have been quite done a thing. I hear there are quite a few new updates. But today the primary things I was going to be taking a look at were, so last update, the Panda Pets were fixed, or Panda Pets were implemented. On this update, it was actually possible for me to get them, because previously it was possible for new players to get them, but new accounts to get, not accounts, new characters, but not old. Now it's possible for a lot more of them. So yeah, now it's in theory possible for everyone to get these, which is big hype. The other main... Okay, I know where it is, and we need to go to Gnarled Forest anyway to get bananas. Yeah, so other updates which have been recent, which I haven't streamed about. I've done a video on foot racing, but I have not streamed that yet. Foot racing was really good fun, properly fun to optimize, running around. It's kind of, you have to have eventually character. That is a necessity, but one you get used to. It's good fun. Racing, and just competing. I don't know. I really enjoyed kind of grinding to beat people on the leaderboard. That's been really fun since that was implemented. Okay. I'm guessing I know where the final room. Actually, let's do a foot race. No, wrong. Not venture. So not too much. Could go. I feel there's more stuff I should do this stream than that. Yeah, it feels like I might show off racing, but I will show it off a different character. In the hope that, I believe the time to get a moment is I don't know if it's a 1:13 or a 1:14 around the station. I think Darwin's original record was a 1:10. I think Coro raised it to a 1:11, and I think I managed a 1:12. I don't think anyone's managed. And then after I managed the 1:12, I went to Nexus Tower, and Nexus Tower happened to on the deal you serve us, so the time got readable. It's life. But I still know in my head what the time to beat is, so I'm still kind of excited. Like, the Nimbus Station one was surprisingly fun, because it's a really, really simple foot race, but kind of quite fun to optimize. Like, I feel that's a nice thing with the foot race, is like, movement in LU is definitely more compact than it necessarily look. Right off the bat. Okay, where am I going? I'm going, I'm going up. Going to get the random lion's face thing in Null Forest, assuming that's where I need to go. Be hard work taking care of these prisoners, I tell you, mate, but probably isn't that hard work because they've just been replaced with things that don't need any new updates on the game. Yes, the updates which brought today's video being the fact that significant parts of the quest chain in Null Forest, which unlocked pandas, which in turn unlocked lions on the pet quest chain, and on top of that, right at the start of this video, if you're interested in watching it, there is Return to the Spider Queen has now been implemented. Speaking of which, one thing I did mean to check that. Go battle that gun's rifle. Oh. I thought there was a separate tab for this. Not? Interesting. Okay. Whoa, okay. One of these, need one of these. This is big boy. Need one of these. One of these. X them up. What's the last remaining piece then? Running out of time. Let's see, is there a duplicate? No. I apologise to everyone at home who's probably screaming at there being a really obvious one I missed. Yeah, it's interesting. Lots of YouTubers I've seen complain about backseating, about people in the comments out they missed obvious, and they don't particularly like it. I don't really mind, but it's interesting. I think the reason those complaints are so prevalent is there is a tendency to spot stuff whilst watching someone play that you don't necessarily. I don't know what. I mean, that was obvious. It's bad, but yeah, there is that tendency. Don't know why. I think it's definitely psychologically, but right there. Amazing how fast updates arrives, despite the fact that devs do it in their time. Yeah, I agree entirely. And here we are. This doggo. Cool. Okay, so with this, I could. I'm not really in the mood for farming bananas, but we can run through, and I'm sure quickly. I'm not planning on going back to Null Forest. I think what I'll do is I will show off the Spider Queen thing again, because we didn't really have very many people watching, and I feel that's like for most people going to be the big thing of this update. And yeah, I mean, so one thing it's worth saying is that it's going to have gone significantly easier to reach level 30 to this update. I'm still not exactly ready for that level 35 grind. Probably won't do that unless Prime gets released. Anyone wondering why level 35? That's level Valiant weapons. But yeah, no. No, what I really want to do. So I did this. I recorded a video on this for the Intro LU channel, but in the time Vicekey was editing it, so much more stuff came out that it's kind of not really been worth it. And so I think I'm just going to re-record the video probably we won't do. Vaisky won't like make a really nicely edited version. I'll just put out basically me ad-libbing, maybe with some of the pausing cut out. But yeah, just discussing the deal you changed. I really wanted to do that in a video because you don't see everything that's been implemented. Like, you see certain things that have been implemented are quite obvious when you're watching videos. Some others really aren't, and so it's quite interesting to just how much stuff has been achieved, and like how much stuff has been achieved here. Like, that's one of the most amazing bits, or even like from the 10th anniversary celebration onward. Just the amount of stuff. Okay, what am I doing? I'm doing something. I'm sure I told you guys what I'm doing. Yes, return to the Spider Queen. And then after that, showing off the foot racing and why foot racing is actually really good fun. Far more fun than it has any right to be. Actually, if there's one feature request I should put in the future content suggestions channel, it is having at the end of a foot race, it teleport you back to the foot race. There are certain foot races that go in a loop, where it's fine, but there are certain, or having the option to teleport you back, because there are certain races where if you really want to grind out that race, it's quite hard. It's a small thing. Yeah, I just full stop. It's a small thing. It's really not a huge. Oh yeah, Mick. Yeah, I'll join you for the Spider Queen. Yeah, hi. I'll meet you in the Spider Cave, I guess, then. Let's actually, whilst we're here, I'm not going to get a great time, but because really, I mean, that's another reason I'm not a great time. One of the things this did get me to work out was optimal ways to jump when going up and down slopes. So if you are going up a slope, you want to jump. You want to do all your jumps, have all your jumps be double jumps. If you're going down a slope, well, okay, looks like I'm not complete. If you're going down a slope, you want it to be all single jumps, because every time you land, you basically get a little bit of velocity in the direction in which the facing downwards, I guess, if I had to phrase it that way. Mick's gonna have a lot of fun there. The thing people don't realise when they're watching the stream is the time delay between me talking on stream and in the actual and real time, because the latency I do this with is not going to lie. I guess the main source of latency is probably how fast my CPU processes. I'm only at like 10% CPU, so I could probably actually change my CPU, change latency. So I don't know very little about streaming, so that could be entirely wrong. But so I'm just gonna wait for Mick. And yeah, then we'll show off Turn to the Spider Queen. I don't know if that's the actual name. I think it's just the Spider Queen battle instance. Come on. Return to the Spider Queen. Until then, I'm just gonna continually jump up and down on these. Okay. I mix that. And there's just been a promise made by Mick that whilst he can't join a voice call for the moment, he will at some time in the future. So secret plan to the DLU dev to join the video leaked. Sorry, I'm heavily memeing. Yeah, well, this is always just a fun place to get up to. For those who don't know, the reason why I was ground pounding a lot there was because ground pounding lets you get onto places you really the game otherwise really doesn't want you getting on or being stable on. So for instance, like that. If I were to just walk while standing here, I'd probably stay. Okay, I'm used to making only small movements around someone like that. If I were to try and jump on there, I could probably fall. No, okay, I'm just cool. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got Mick. And new update, which I mean for you guys is better than for anyone else, the fact that the countdown timer works properly. That's good. August Render says, I'm excited to close beta, no name. Yeah, I don't blame you. Close beta is hype. Close beta is hype for everyone, including the people who can already technically play, because, like, yeah, we still get more people to play with. That is always going to be hype. Going for the hot dog right off the bat, I like it. Can use this as an opportunity to showcase some stuff. So let's see if I can showcase all the classes. Bang. Oh yeah. Do I have an imagination fountain on this account? I think I might do, and I just dropped it somewhere at some point. So if I keep doing this, I'm going to run out of imagination reasonably quickly. Okay. Quick swap over to engineer, whilst those guys are spawning. Oh, now let's go. Yeah, so these guys are very easy to smash. They have significantly less damage than the stuff. And Mick, oh no, oh, I think he just got saved by the knockback there, because otherwise that's one of those things that just leaves you trapped inside the Spider Queen. But yeah, so this is nice because battle instances, like, I'm assuming this does nothing to the Spider Queen, but it's not going to stop crying. And this is currently bugged, so it won't work, but let's demonstrate anyway. There we are. I don't think it deals any damage. And then the last kit to check out would be this. We're making short work of the Spider Queen. The team really does improve things. Okay. Let's... Oh no. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. As always, the one staple of any DLU video. I've just forgotten my own password. One staple of any DLU video, you have to have a crash, and if you're going to have a crash, you might as well have a crash during Spider Queen. What I suspect might have happened is one of us might have accidentally shot one of the rocks, or they look like rocks. They're actually meant to be eggs, I believe, where the spiderlings spawn in. We'll see if Mick turns up there. Ah, he does. He does. He knew what was going. Where Flog's back in. There is no pressure for him to come on and do another one. I don't know why I'm sending messages. You will hear what I'm saying here just a little bit late. It's obviously. Say latency. Don't know how he always gets out of there so much faster. 33. I'm interested in the fact that it didn't change my... Oh, no, I know that didn't do that. Do I? Anyway, let's go over and actually be a help. Okay, so yeah, DPS wise, this is nice. Your attack, because it does 3 damage per hit, and it does more hits than other things than any of the other rank 3s. So, oh no. So I did shoot a pillar there. Okay, fortunately it wasn't one of the pillars, but one was spawning. Okay. It's fine as long as you don't shoot them spawning in. Oh no, I don't want to get trapped. I don't want to get trapped. There is always the risk that you get trapped in the center of the guy. No, aim happen. Yeah, the spider queen. You can, in Deal You at the very least, I think it's the case that there's not a knockback attack when she lands. If I had to guess, that's the problem. Oh no, I shot stuff. Please don't break the game. No, it didn't break the game. Nice. I'll shoot some more stuff then. Oh yeah, just small things to note. Team system. Regarding the game, what do developers have left to do before closed beta? They are not aiming for content before closed beta at the moment. There is sufficient. They are happy with the content in the game at the moment for closed beta. Content is not what is holding things up, which is cool. The thing which is holding things up is legal stuff of them being registered for a not-for-profit, so that they're allowed by LEGO to accept donations without LEGO shutting it down. Because the thing is worth remembering with all of this is they've spoken to LEGO. LEGO is happy with everything, but LEGO can still issue a cease and desist. A lot faster with someone, especially a space. There we are. Lovely. Brilliant. Can I try and build on the property? I'm going to give this a go. It really should not let me, but it's really worth a try as well. It's already full on armor, so that was... Jeez. Again, I don't know why I'm specifically doing this. I guess it just helps with the delay. But yeah, okay, so then the last thing I think to check out... the last thing to check out will be going over to going over and showing off racing, which I'll do, I think, do a monument race and then go over and show off / see if I can get a reason in an infestation race. Oh, I'm also running low on quicksilvers. So, yeah, basically that is it for closed beta. Like, there is more work that could be done. There are bugs that originally, with their original closed beta statement, they stated they wanted to get a bank finished. There are still bugs, but boy are they tiny. Like, I think they also wanted an infestation finished, and there are still bugs there. It is a little buggy, but it does not impact gameplay in any way. I would be surprised they aimed those were holding things. I mean, if they did want to like finish it up, I would not complain at them for sticking to their word doing that. But I also, so, I don't know. I've got stuff. Those. That's just nice weapon. I don't really need it. What I should be doing is getting rid of some of these. Definitely don't need. But I wasn't paying. Again, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. You may notice this is a common theme with most of my streams. Like sushi, I should just go that right away. Of course, doesn't work. It's a very interesting item, but doesn't work. I'm not going to bother on me. Got a lot of those. 20 imagination. Shit. And see, those are also thing I got rid of. I just realised I've had those for quite a while. Wolf helmet. Potentially that could be useful in PvP actually, to stun lock people. Because you could possibly combine it with other items. I don't know how well that would work. Elite Katana. Yeah. Got lots of elite weapons. This was sent by Zeop originally in the first physics message. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, so that is the primary thing. The reason I went to this guy to begin with, because I needed Quicksilver. Because currently the mission which gives you the speedy hat has not been, or not the mission, the achievement has not been implemented yet. That isn't tracked for now. Hey Mick. Bye Mick. I did literally just use a Quicksilver just so I could run past him there. I could either A, look cool, or B, look up like a guy who wastes Quicksilver, depending on your point of view. There, I just realised Monument Foot Race up. I'm not doing that. So this route, as argued, would have been allowable in life. I don't know whether or not it would have been. Apparently, if you went the wrong way after starting the foot race, it let you complete it or something. It would kick you out of the foot race, but so possibly allowable. But anyway, finish line 19. We have Oro. Yeah, so there are some strategies for faster movement. Hell yeah. And so yeah, as I mentioned before, you get a small speed gain when you're jumping in the direction which you're not traveling. Not in the direction which you're not traveling, in the downhill direction. Which means when you're running up a slope, that's pushing against you. When you're running down a slope, it's pushing in your direction. You get some air resistance in the air, you get a lot more friction whilst you're on the ground. So it is faster if you're running up a slope. If you're running up a slope, it is faster to double jump, because that way you spend the maximum time in the air, but you have to count minimum of when you're going downhill. As long as you time your jumps correctly, so you're spending barely any time on the ground. Buildable platforms and Avant Gardens are working, which means Heart Flags and Imagination Brick, they're all working now, which is brilliant. Okay. So let's see. What I want to do is check out. I should switch account for this actually. Because I'm in Nexus Tower at the moment, that's not too far away, which is nice. Depends how long it takes Nexus Towers to load, obviously, but yeah, so lots of stuff at the moment. Lots of small bugs which weren't working in Avant Gardens and everywhere else have now been fixed. As I say, huge problem. Like, they have been so much. Like, just compared, I know it might not seem like a huge amount in, like, given it's been, what, 5 months? That's ages. But for everything that's going on in, like, a dev's life, etc., that is really not a lot of spare time to work. It's brilliant. Okay. I need Imaginate. I want to say I need 6 Imagination for this particular race. Okay. Really? Okay, I swear these have gotten less lenient recently. Their hitboxes. I think that might possibly be a bug, I'm not certain. I mean, I swear they're client-sided, but maybe the trigger is spawned in by the server, and the interaction with the response. It's even the other day. Oh, that's also weird. There's definitely been some updates to racing because. Okay, that's slow. A slow start, but we can still shaft race. Just got to make sure I'm on the ground at all. Really, I could not have penetrated off the ground for that. Anyway, yeah. So okay, changes have definitely been made. There might be more time to work in the game in summer. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not really paying too much attention to doing this race properly because it's hard if like a tiny jump. So I'm not going to set the record for this. So yeah, the record is based on what this time is when you finish, and to my knowledge, the current record was my 1:12, I think. I don't know if it's been beaten yet. No, it is not. Okay, it was Ponda, not Korra. It was wrong. Korra is not that. Okay, cool. Good to know. But yeah, so that's definitely remained harder. Something with those hitboxes changed. I'm guessing it's the same thing that's changed with me clicking race start the foot race and it not starting. Or I'm guessing whatever. Okay, I just ran. I was on the floor in that one. You guys all saw that. Rigged, I tell you. So, okay, something weird has just happened. I think that's the summary from this. Very carefully walk through that one. Yeah, so this is the reason you want to be venture. It's because you can have 100% speed up time as long as you. Actually, it's not quite true, because the delay on the quick speed boost, there is a period of time where you don't. But in a proper run through of this, where it's all working nicely, that timed it. Right. There we are. But yeah, so this is all cool. This has all been recently added. Friends lists on their own aren't working yet. I don't think weekly there's anything different. I mean, this hasn't been up for a week, so I don't know. It is counting the number of days, so maybe it will do something different. Because I guess the server sends it the information, and it's sorted into on the client side. It's sorted into what packet it goes into. Just turn around. No, I'm considering where to go. One thing to show off, I guess. Whilst we're here, I'm going to finish this up soon as we approach the 2-hour mark. One thing it will be worth showing off is. Yes, I've already looked at this in the past, but there have been some bugs squashed with instruments in Red Block. Did bothering to do that, but I will never look at those things unless I am really trying to complete it for XP or whatever. So you need to redo this one. And don't need to redo, re-accept, but yeah. So this is because previously there was a bug, and this is just people saying they don't know Johnny Thunder. And we get this signed autograph, which we can take from a Tomb Crusher. Let's see if one thing it's fun to do. See if you can get all of them quick built at the same time, into the same instrument at the same time. Nope, I'm wrong again. Sneeze. Okay, so do these cycle through? Or is it just chance? hit each time. Okay, no, these cycle through. So if I build this and smash it, that will set that to the same state as the others. And then in theory, I just have to run through all of these and build them, I guess. And get, because there is an achievement for having them all built at the same time. So we can go for that achievement. And just have that as a little bit of showing off as to how red block's now more working than it once was. Okay, I think that was the... I think I've got these all right. So. Build. Wait, no, this is the wrong one, isn't it? Yeah, I want it on the next one. Okay, so I also want this next one. I think I've got this right. Okay. I don't want to get stock up on imagination. It is what? Don't know how much it is per one. I'm sure with some. Let's. All the stuff around here is very generous with imagination, which is nice. Oh, did those two just partially respawn? Okay, let's go. So hopefully these should be all. No, they're not all on the same thing. Okay. Match this, and hopefully we can get them all on spotlights. Come on, no. Oh, spotlight. Okay, he's got a spotlight. I think he's the only one who doesn't have a spotlight. Come on. Get a spotlight. A spotlight. Come on. Come on, fingers crossed. Yes, spotlight. There we are. I think there's a mission, but I may have already gone for that. Gone it on this character, or it may have been that Mick just effectively killed Stoll. Just saying, Mick, that hurts. That hurts a lot. I thank you for your blessing, Raymond. But here we are. Yes. Hey! Oh. Oh. Oh, the guitar solo went odd there. I enjoyed that. Mick trying to save me from being trapped in playing stuff. Anyway, I think I might call this here. So I think I've done everything I wanted to cover. This was just to basically show off the new stuff that's been updated, and MM12 is now going to complain that I'm having arthritis he joins. Sorry, mate. But yes, ouch. That just teleported out from underneath me. But yes, thank you all very much for watching. It's been fun to make, and yeah, I will keep doing these on DLU. If big update as this comes out, I'll definitely be doing this again. Thank you all very much for watching. Huge shout out to Mick for joining in, and for, well, I mean, his work as a developer on the server recently, and just for saving me with that goat. No sense to anyone who wasn't there for that part. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching.